In this session, we are going to see the impact of data mining on society, which includes ubiquitous data mining, invisible data mining, privacy, security, and social impacts of data mining and data mining trends. So, for most of us, data mining is a part of our daily lives, but we were not aware that it is present, right? So that's why we are calling data mining as a ubiquitous data mining or invisible data mining. Ubiquitous data mining means data mining is there everywhere in online shopping, in customer relationship management, whatever the activity we are doing, everywhere data mining is present, and it is invisible to us. That's why it is called as invisible data mining. We were not aware of the presence of data mining. Without knowing, it is the data mining activities are happening in the background. So it affects how we shop, how we work and search for information, and it can influence our leisure time, health and well-being. So from grocery stores that print a personalized coupons on customer receipts to our online stores that recommend additional items based on customer interest, data mining has influenced what we buy, the way we shop, and our experience while shopping, etc. For example, the Walmart, which has hundreds of millions of customers visiting its tens of thousands of stores every week. So Walmart allows suppliers to access data on their products and perform analysis and perform analysis using data mining software. So this allows the suppliers to identify customers' buying patterns at different stores, control inventory and product placement, and identify new merchandising opportunities, etc. So data mining has shaped the online shopping experiences. So many shoppers routinely turn into online stores to purchase books, music, movies, toys, etc. Also, recommender systems offer personalized product recommendations based on the opinions of other customers. And many companies increasingly use data mining for their customer relationship management, which helps provide more customized personal services addressing individual customer needs. So, by studying the browsing and purchasing patterns on new web stores, companies can tailor advertisements and promotions to customer profile so that customers are less likely to be annoyed with unwanted uh, mails, all those things. So, these actions can result a substantial cost saving for companies. So data mining is having a great impact on the society and a great impact on the activities that we are doing. Data mining has greatly influenced the ways in which people use computers, search for information, and the way they works everywhere. We know that Google is so popular. Suppose you decide to whatever we want, whatever the information we want, we are depending on Google actually. So you decide to type in some keywords for a topic of interest. So Google returns a list of websites on your topic, mined, indexed, and organized by a set of data mining algorithms, including page rank. So without knowing, without our knowledge, right? Uh, Actually, when you are doing a Google search, that is a kind of invisible data mining. So users may be unaware that they are examining results returned by a data. So actually, invisible data mining is highly desirable. So while you're viewing the results of your Google query, various ads pop up relating to your query. You can see. So Google's strategy of tailoring advertisement to match the user's interest is one of the typical services being explored by every internet search providers. So in many cases, data mining is invisible, as users may be unaware that they are examining results returned by a data mining, or that their clicks are actually fed as a new data into some data mining functions. Further, we need an improvement in we need to improve the efficiency and scalability of these activities like user interaction, incorporation of background knowledge and visualization techniques, effective methods for finding interesting patterns, improved handling of complex data types and stream data, real-time data mining, web mining, and so on. So in addition, the integration of data mining into existing business and scientific technology is also required. Now we will look into the privacy and security related impacts of data mining, how the data mining is affecting a person's privacy, how it is affecting a security of our information, etc. So many data mining applications, we are saying that there are so many applications are there for data mining, but still many data mining applications do not touch our personal data. For examples, applications involving natural resources, prediction of floods and droughts, that is astronomy, geology, biology, and other scientific and engineering data. Furthermore, most of the studies in data mining research focuses on the development of scalable algorithms and do not involve our personal data. But in these cases, we are not providing any kind of personal data. This kind of data minings, not touching the individuals. So what can we? But if we are taking some other applications, really our privacy is becoming a concern. What can we do to secure the privacy of individuals while collecting and mining the data? So suppose we are doing some kind of online shopping, right? We are searching for some kind of information, how we can preserve our privacy, or how we can protect our data. So many data security enhancing techniques have been developed to help to protect the data. So database can employ multi-level security model to classify and restrict data according to various security levels, with users permitted access to only their authorized levels. Another thing is encryption. Encryption is another technique in which individual data items can be encoded, and we can use blind signatures, biometric encryption, etc. to improve the security of our data. Privacy preserving data mining is an area of data mining research in response to privacy protection in data mining. It is also known as privacy enhanced or sensitive data mining. So that area mainly deals with obtaining valid data mining results without disclosing the underlying sensitive data values. So most privacy preserving data mining methods use some form of transformation on the data to perform the privacy preservation. So actually privacy preserving data mining methods can be classified into different categories. We can classify that into different categories: randomization, K anonymity and L diversity, distributed privacy preservation, downgrading the effectiveness of data mining, etc. So these are the classifications of data mining methods based on privacy preserving. So what do you mean by randomization method? In randomization method, we add some noise to the data to mask some attribute values of records. So the noise added should be sufficiently large so that individual record values, especially sensitive ones, cannot be recovered. That is known as randomization technique. We are adding some kind of noise so that we will not get the correct data. Now, K anonymity and L diversity method. Both of these methods alter individual records so that they cannot be uniquely identified. In the K anonymity method, the granularity of data representation is reduced sufficiently so that any given record maps onto at least K other records in the data. So it uses a technique like generalization and suppression. In the case of L diversity model, it was designed for enforcing intra-group diversity of sensitive values. Another method is distributed privacy preservation. So in distributed privacy preservation, large data set will partition and distribute either horizontally or vertically, or even in a combination of both. So while the individual sites may not want to share their entire data set, so they may consent to limited information sharing with the user of a variety of protocols. So we are dividing the data, and we are keeping in separate distributed systems. Now downgrading the effectiveness of data mining results. So in many cases, even though the data may not be available, the output of data mining may result in violations of privacy. So the solution could be to downgrade the effectiveness of data mining by either modifying data or some mining result, such as hiding some association rules or slightly distorting some classification methods, etc. So these are the things actually related to privacy and data mining. So how we can protect our, even though data mining is happening in the background, invisible or ubiquitous, how we can protect our data more effectively. So still researches are going on in this particular area. Now we will see different trends in data mining. What are the data mining trends nowadays? So the first attribute or first value is application exploration. So early data mining applications put a lot of effort into helping the business gain. Early data mining applications, we know that it is helping in in business areas a lot. So now data mining is increasingly used for the exploration of applications in other areas also, such as web and text analysis, financial analysis, industry, government, biomedicine, and science, etc. So emerging application areas include data mining for counter-terrorism and mobile data mining also. Now, scalable and interactive data mining methods. Another area that is coming up related to data mining is scalable and interactive data mining methods. So we know that traditional data analysis method is not able to handle a huge amounts of data efficiently, but now we are having various methods that can handle huge amount of data very effectively. So one important direction towards the overall efficiency of mining process while increasing the user interaction is constraint based mining. One more thing that is related to scalable data is constraint based mining, which provides users with added control by allowing the specification and use of constraints to guide data mining systems in their search for interesting patterns and knowledge. Another area is integration of data mining with web search engines, database systems, data warehouse systems, and cloud computing systems. So it is important to ensure that data mining serves an essential data analysis component that can be smoothly integrated into such this kind of information processing environment. This will ensure that data availability, data mining portability, scalability, high performance, etc. Now mining social and information networks. So mining social and information networks and links analysis is a crucial task because such networks are ubiquitous and complex. Mining spatio-temporal moving object and cyber physical systems. So we know that cyber physical systems and spatio-temporal data are evolving rapidly due to the popularity of our cellular phone, GPS, sensors, and other wireless equipments. So there are many challenging research issues realizing real-time and effective knowledge discovery with such kind of data. Mining multimedia and text to web data. So mining such kind of multimedia data is a recent focus in data mining research. Mining biological and biomedical data. So biological data mining research include mining biomedical literature, link and analysis, uh, then mining biological data and information integration of biological data by data mining, etc. Now, visual and audio data mining. Visual and audio data mining is an effective way to integrate with humans, visual and audio systems, and discover knowledge from huge amounts of data. Another trend in data mining is distributed data mining and real-time data stream mining. Traditional data mining methods, it is designed to work in a centralized location. So that do not work well in nowadays in the distributed computing environment. So advances in distributed data mining methods are expected. Now, one more major research is happening in the case of privacy protection and information security in data mining. So development of privacy preserving data mining methods are a recent focus in data mining research. So these are the main data mining trends that is happening in nowadays. So we had seen that data mining is having a large variety of applications in our daily lives, and many of the more efficient data mining methods are emerging day by day, which is helping us to do more effectively the work, all those things. So with this video, we are concluding our fifth unit, and also we are concluding the subject data warehousing and data mining. So from the beginning, you had seen different videos that is dealing with the data mining, data warehousing, data cubes, classification techniques, clustering techniques, data mining in society, all those things. So you can go through all those videos. Thank you. So we are concluding the subject ISC 63, a data warehouse and data mining.